welcome back to Salty Sunshine where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing good. What's going on? Love Island aftermath.
It's a depressing thing to come home and there's nothing to watch.
Well, I haven't had internet for the last week, so I had nothing to watch by force.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh, my building, something happened with the wire connection. I don't know what happened, but they need to order a part apparently. So since last Monday, today's Wednesday, I didn't have internet till last night, Tuesday. Wild.
That is wild.
Wild. That's the longest I've ever been without I mean, I can watch it on my phone, but I'm not going to watch TV on my phone. Like that's not
Yeah.
fun.
So
But
what'd you do? You just read a lot?
I read. I had thankfully, I had a lot of events. Like I had, whatever, meeting people or going to my book stuff. Like last night. Oh my god! So last night I went to Books and Books here in Miami in Coral Gables. It's like a boutique bookstore. It's been here forever. And they do a lot of book signings when authors, release books. They go and whatever. So this Miami author, this is her first book, and her name is Asha Elias, and she just released Pink Glass Houses. It's like a Big Little Lies, but like Miami Beach style. So it's like all about like the PTA and those women and all the chaos and the drama,
Love
but in
Suburban
Miami Beach.
Mom. I love Suburban Moms like that.
Oh my gosh. So I haven't had a physical book. Like I haven't bought a physical book in forever, but I bought it because obviously she signed it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exciting. It says "Go Sunset Seagulls" because I guess that's like the school's mascot.
Mm.
Um, but it was fun, and she's like super beautiful and young, and so she used to work for Ocean Magazine. I think she was a writer or like a, what do you call that, a journalist or something. So she worked for Ocean Drive Magazine. Like she knows a lot of people, so there were a lot of like not famous people, but like socialite Miami type people there. It was pretty packed, and so she wrote this book. It took her 4 years. She
Wow.
took, yeah, she took a class in writing, and then she took another class like to help, um, whatever it is you do, like to get it ready. And then she has two little kids, and she took this writing class, and she said that like the worst part of writing a book is trying to find like a literary agent, like to get you like a publisher. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
that is like the worst. And it's bad for everybody, like, because there's not a lot of agents, and you just don't get responses. Like, they just ignore you, or you just get a lot of rejection. So she's like, that's the worst part.
4 years is a commitment, but
Yeah.
why did you want to get her book signed? Because she's a new artist? Like, or sorry, new author? Like you didn't know about her before, right?
I didn't, but so I joined this other book club in the Gables that they don't read specific books, but you go and mingle, and everyone brings their own book and exchanges books and they hang out or whatever, which I have tomorrow. It's once a month. And one of the girls in there, because we're in a WhatsApp group, she said, I'm going to go to this if anyone's interested. And when I saw the book, I was like, oh, that looks like something I would like.
Mm.
So I signed up and I went. So yeah, there's no reason other than someone recommended it and it looked fun.
Cute. I mean, it's a cute book cover.
I know the author Jodi Pickles, which she's like, big time. She's going to be there next month. So I'll probably try to go to that too because she has a book coming out. So that'll be fun. So if I start reading it and it feels like juicy enough, maybe this will be our next book
Okay.
after we review Housemaid is Watching, which we'll probably do this week or next week. And
Mm-hmm.
we're also going to review It Ends With Us because we read that a long time ago, but because a movie just came out and I saw it pre-screening, private showing, and it is amazing.
I'm so happy
Amazing.
for that because everyone was so iffy about the characters.
Um, so the same group, the Coral Gables reading group, they sent a link for the private screening, and I'm like, oh hell yeah! So I went, and I don't like watching movies that I read the book because I already know what's happening, and that annoys me to no end. But we read it so long ago, and Blake Lively, she could do no wrong. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. So I went with a friend, and it was fantastic.
I'm actually so excited. That was like one of
And
my favorite books, and I think one of my first.
right. So we'll review that after the Housemaid's Watching, like within this week and next week, and we'll put it out just for fun because of the movie being out. Um, And when I got in the theater, it was so funny. Right before they put the movie on, a guy in the back is like, Team Atlas. I was like, oh, how cute. And he was a guy. So I was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. And they're going to be able to do a next movie because there's another book.
Huh?
Even more. The second book.
You think they're going to do a movie on the second book?
I mean, they can. They can make it like a little series.
It starts with us. That's the name, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. And the guy that plays Atlas in the movie is so hot. Oh my
The Atlas is the rugged guy, right? Not the neurosurgeon.
God. Right. Is that
Right.
childhood?
No, I'm gonna have to review it. But I
Yeah.
think before the book review, I want to go watch it because I think it comes out this week, and I have a couple friends who are dying to see it.
It comes out next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll be in Austin, right? When it comes out? When are you going to see it?
Oh yeah. Well, not next week then.
Well, okay. So that was fun. Speaking of what's coming out, Emily in Paris is coming back August
Oh,
15th.
Emily in Paris. I just love watching her outfits. The
Yeah.
storyline is never that great, but
There was a girl on TikTok, I saw her say, for everyone asking, like, oh my God, Emily in Paris is so not like believable because no one lives like that. She's like, I'm an American living in France and I'm in marketing and I'm out here trying to get content for whatever. She's like, so it's real.
oh my gosh, she's Emily in Paris.
Yeah.
She dressed like.
Um, so they're splitting it up. August 15th is the first part and September 12th is the second part. I hate when they do that, but whatever.
What's the part of a whole season? Like,
They want you to wait and not watch it in a day.
right. I mean, you either put it out week by week or put out the
Yeah,
whole.
just put it out consecutively week by week
Mhm.
instead of all like half the thing all at once and then the second half all at once. Another thing that's coming out, Tell Me Lies in September.
Okay, why does that sound familiar? Is that a book?
The one with the F boy. It was based off a book and he was an F boy.
Oh, wait. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
I
So
can't
that's
remember
good.
how that because that show was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. And they've already had like 2 seasons, right? It's not just one.
I don't know, but I feel like
Yeah.
it was so long ago.
It was so long ago, but also speaking of long ago, I think You's coming back now too.
I didn't watch the last season. It like kind of got crazy.
I watched like half of it or something. I got bored. I stopped. It got weird.
Oh wait, maybe I did see that season, but it did get weird. I don't know
Yeah,
if I
you
said
told me I told you I'm so bored I can't keep watching. You're like, "Oh, I'm watching."
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not the same like obsessive nature. It's like more about like
Yeah. When they veer off too much to another country and other people, it's like you kind of lose the
right. It's not the same show. Just make another show.
yeah. And did he even like kill anyone last time? I feel like
Well,
no.
now there were like other killers involved, so I don't even
Oh.
remember if he was the one who killed.
Oh my God. So, yeah. I mean, there's so much
Friends.
a lot of good content, but it's going to take me 2 months to catch up on everything I missed this week on TV.
Right.
One thing I did see before my internet went out was Real Housewives of Orange County. Brianna doesn't watch any Housewives, but I want to talk about this one incident. So, Real Housewives of Orange County, there's this girl named Gina. And out of all the women on there, because, Heather Dubrow's on there and she's like Miss Fancy Pants and rich as hell. But, they have different tiers of like success and money, whatever. There's just one girl, Gina. She's just some girl from New Jersey that moved to Orange County with her husband. Now she's divorced. But she's kind of like a regular person. She's not rich at all. So it's interesting that she's even on the show because the show started with like glam and glitz, but now it's like regular people are put in there. So it's interesting. But so she's a regular girl. She doesn't come from money. She doesn't have money. She got divorced. She kind of like is like the rest of us. She struggles, whatever. So she got divorced because she had a little domestic violence issue there, but now that's resolved. She got a DUI long years ago. Long story short, she got her real estate license and now she's like selling houses. But she's trying to build her reputation and get into that. She's freshly in the biz. So there's another new girl on the show. Her name is Jennifer, and she's getting divorced and she has a boyfriend, but she's one of those girls that I swear she's past to be in her 40s. And she lives off her soon to be ex-husband and her parents. Like she's not like a go-getter. She teaches yoga. She has a yoga studio that makes no money. So she's one of those that just can't like do things for herself. But she has 6 kids, I think. 5 or 6 kids, and one of them is adopted, which is beautiful. But like she's one of these people that just relies on other people and like doesn't she's not a go-getter. Like Gina's more of like a go-getter, like I gotta take care of my kids, blah blah blah. So long story short, Gina gets her real estate license. Jennifer has to leave one house into another. So Gina finds her a rental home and she signs the contract, the lease. And halfway through, she stops paying the rent because she can't afford it. Because she's relying on her ex-husband to pay. But he stops paying because he's has a situation where maybe he like changed jobs or something. He stops paying. So she owes like $24,000 on this rental. And so Gina's like ripping her head off, like, and like embarrassing her in front of people, like when they bring it up and talk about it, because she's like, I put my reputation on the line because the reason they gave her the rental is because she vouched for her because she's like her friend and like cast member, and she like vouched for her, and now she like made her look stupid because. And then the other girls is like, listen, this wasn't my plan. I didn't plan this. Like, I count on my ex-husband to pay for it, but it's almost like yet you have like full glam makeup.
Right.
You're not shopping. You're not going out. Like you don't seem too pressed that you're not paying the rent. Like that's Gina's whole thing. She's like, listen, you know, let's be real here. You're like a little Polly Pocket princess, like just sitting, and being like, it's not my fault. Like it's like you don't give a shit that you're not, go get another job if you're so like pay the freaking rent. So the only thing is, my question to you is like with all this, Gina came at her so hard. I felt like it was an overreach. Like if you're a realtor and you put someone in, like what happens is not your like it's not under your control.
Yeah. Yeah, the way they act isn't under your control. So like I understand her being upset about it, but also like it's not gonna affect her.
No, like she came at her like how like it was so personal, and I'm like, I get that you're pissed and you should just be like, listen, I see the way you live, and like maybe you should like have a wake up call and like be more responsible because this is screwed up, and you like didn't even care, but like leave it there. Instead she's coming at her so hard.
I think she also probably like just doesn't like her and her situation, like the fact that she's like given everything. And the one time she needs to like step it up, she won't. And like she probably just doesn't like her as a person.
Yeah, she's
And
like,
it's
you're ruining my
I have
reputation.
to struggle and I'm the one who like
Yeah.
will speak for myself and you can't even do it. Like
Yeah, she's like, you're ruining my reputation. I'm like, that's when you're going too far because any realtor can vouch for someone to get them in. Like what happens after that is not that's not on you. Like
yeah. It's also reality TV, so I'm sure she's like bringing it up because of that. But that
yeah,
girl's pretty pathetic.
it's interesting. Women like that,
20,000
like it's so annoying.
missing the first month, missing the second month, but that's like a couple months.
So she moved in with her new boyfriend, and then her parents help her too. It's like, oh my god, get another job. Like come on,
Or
you
like
know,
stop shopping, like pull back on unnecessary expenses.
and get a side job.
Yeah.
Have someone else take over your yoga classes and go get another job. That's kind of annoying too.
Wow. So I
Um,
wonder, like, this just happened.
Yeah,
Wonder if
this was on the like the most they've been like fighting about it over the last recent episodes, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like, and on the one hand, I'm with Gina. I'm like, you're a prissy, like spoiled brat, but on the second hand, I'm like, you're taking it too far. It's not that serious. Like you're not responsible for how she acts.
also though, like, when does she get evicted? Like, when does that come in?
No, she abandoned, she's not paying. She left the house, she left the rent, she went to move her, she can't pay it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I can see what she's saying now, though. They like
Yeah.
lost it, and
Yeah.
oh, that is
No,
bad.
but I don't know. I think the realtor already gets paid at the beginning, no? Like their fee? I don't
Yeah.
think her. Yeah, I don't
No,
think her money
she's not
was.
affected, but I do understand what she's saying about her reputation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. OC is not my favorite housewife show. Like I kind of like don't even care about it. This year it's a little juicier. Tamara is an old OG and they brought her back. I can't stand her. I don't know why they brought her back. She's such a clown. She's annoying and stupid. she's like acting the whole time, whatever. But like that with the realtor thing is juicy. That girl with her ex-husband and the new boyfriend's juicy. And oh, what's there's another cast member, Shannon. She's the one that like borrowed 75 grand for her facelift, remember? And the guy wanted it back.
Hmm.
He's dating one of her cast members that they brought back from years ago. She wasn't on the show for years, and they brought her back because she's dating this girl's boyfriend. So now this girl has to film with the new girlfriend,
Ooh.
and it's a shit show. It's like, and the new girlfriend, Jesus Drugs. They call her Jesus Drugs with her fake boobs because she's like one of these Christians that all she talks about is Christianity, and it's like, shut up, you're such a clown. Like the way she acts is so. She's one of these women that like act like it's one of these people that rub you the wrong way. Like they're just it just is all bad, and
Yeah.
she comes on here. You're just mad because I'm with your. I took your boyfriend. It's like ill. That's what Christians act like. Like ill. Like she's just being weird. So it's juicy though. Kind of good.
I guess.
Um, Speaking of Laguna Beach, because Orange County is like Newport Beach, Laguna Beach. There's this lady that was all over TikTok because she lives on Laguna Beach, which I've been to. It's beautiful, but like there's this beach that the houses are like right on the beach. So everyone that's on the public beach is like they're in your backyard, which is annoying because you know the house is expensive. So you
Right.
like
It'd be like a private beach.
it's not private, no.
I know.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like so usually like if you have a house on the beach like the people will be a little further away like but they're right like you're open your window and the people are like right there
Hmm.
like they're right there so came out and she put like a rope and she was yelling at everyone losing her mind and it's all over like the internet and she put a rope and she's like you better not cross this line and she called the cops and she was just making the biggest scene and she's like all over the internet and people are making so much fun of her but yeah and the poor cops are like in the sand in the heat like in their like uniform like trying to deal with this going through the sand.
Oh,
It's kind
is
of funny.
she in the right?
Well, she says it's her property line and it probably is, I don't know,
I see.
but when
Ah,
there's that many people on the beach like it's hard to like
yeah.
make
She
people
just
not.
she needs to like build a little fence.
I don't know if she can, she
No
probably
one's
can't.
gonna know like that's her property line. It like blends in with the
Well, she
beach.
put a rope.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if she's allowed to do that because people said they called the city and they said that the whole beach is like public. Like none of that is hers. I don't know. But it was
Uh,
funny because she was losing her mind. Like one of these Karens, like just they're
mhm.
losing their mind. Like losing her mind.
Well, also though, they probably got a beach house to like be at peace with no people, and it's like overcrowded, and there's
Yeah, I
always
wonder if she just
there.
like moved in last year or something. Like how long has she lived there? Because it's always been a public beach.
Right.
But it does suck to like I wouldn't want to like that would suck. I wouldn't want to that to be my house. That's
Well, no,
not
like
relaxing.
with how much money you're paying for that house,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
So funny. Um yeah. Did you see the Haktua girl? All that mess?
Yeah.
Oh my god. First of all, I was disgusted. I'm like, ew, this generation's so gross. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my god, we have no hope for the future. She's actually really, really nice though.
Oh,
Do you know who she
yeah,
is?
she's nice.
I heard her on Biofiles.
Oh,
Like if you just hear the story isolated, you're like, ew, what's wrong with everybody? This is so gross. But then you hear her, you're like, oh, it was just like a one-off comment and it just blew up and who knew that was gonna blow up like that? And
yeah. When it first blew up, she said she didn't want to be known as a Hawk Tuah girl, but then
no,
I think she realized that that's like how she's gonna make her money. So then she started like playing into it.
leaning in. But she's
Yeah.
so nice and she's so cool. Is she a singer? Like she's just like a girl, like a southern girl, and she's just like funny.
She's the little small town girl with her cute
Yeah.
little accent, and she's gonna move to LA. She quit her
Hmm.
job from in the factory. She's
She
gonna
got
move to
like over she did Aaliyah. She got like over 1 million followers or two or something.
yeah. It's
Can you
crazy.
imagine?
Like coming out with like a documentary or a reality show from one comment. But she
It's
looks like
crazy.
she was entertaining, so
No, so funny. And I was peeing in my pants because on the Biofiles they were talking about what her icks were in men, and they veered it over and they kept like Nick Viall's wife Natalie. She was like naming all of Nick's icks, and he's like, "Oh my god, how did this turn on me?" Like they just the list kept going and going and going, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like he would like he bites his nails and uses the pointy part to like pick his teeth, and like
Ew.
yes, she was naming all his icks, and it was so funny. And the girl was naming all her icks, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so funny! I never thought of that." Like it was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, she
Yeah,
does
she was really cute. But Nick Vial is on fire. Like today, I didn't.
fun.
Everyone. Well, he didn't get Leah and he didn't get Rob because dad, call her daddy, got them.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do both eventually, but
I wonder if they sign a contract. Like,
maybe there's like a non
that.
compete.
Yeah, like
Yeah, who knows? I don't think so, but maybe.
for someone as big as Call Her Daddy, maybe.
Who knows? But he had Kaylor, he had Kendall. Did you hear Kendall?
I didn't hear Kendall's.
He had Janae and Kenny are on today.
They look really funny. I just saw another clip of Kenny, and he is such a little gossiper.
No, I love it.
He's
All
so
the
fun.
guys. Every single guy is amazing. Okay, we'll get into Levite in a second because I have so much to say. But yeah, Bio, the Bio Files is really good lately because the Ferrari CEO said that a third of people buying Ferraris are under 40. Isn't that wild?
Because they're all influencers.
Or they come from like rich families because we know it's not their self-made money.
Right.
Like I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, maybe the millionaires, like, children are old enough now.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And they say like there's more demand than product. So they only like they don't meet demand. Like because they want it to be like exclusive, so they only make a certain amount. And so people have to wait.
I wonder how much a Ferrari is.
Oh my god, like 200,000? 100, like a lot.
That's
I guess
it?
it
I thought
depends.
more.
More?
Isn't a Range Rover like in the 100,000s?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on model and the year.
Yeah.
How much is a Ferrari? Which I guarantee you, if anyone handed me a Ferrari as a gift, I would sell it, or I would never want that car.
I would just be terrified of driving it.
Yeah, they go anywhere between like 150 to like 500. I guess it depends on the make model or a million. Like, who knows?
Hmm.
It's all over the place. But that
Okay.
was interesting.
Okay,
Speaking of millionaire billionaires, do you know Telegram, the app?
No.
With all the metaverse AI stuff, there's this new app called Telegram. It came out like a few years ago. And the CEO has 100 biological kids because he like donated his sperm. His name is Pavel Durov. He's a founder and CEO. He disclosed he has 100 biological children. Um, and he wants to create an app so all the kids can like know who their siblings are.
Oh,
Like, yeah. He said that him and his wife couldn't have kids because of fertility issues, and he donated sperm because the sperm bank was saying like they couldn't get quality donation sperm, so he stepped up. So,
oh.
yes. It was a civic duty to donate more sperm and anonymously help more couples. So fast forward to 2024, his donations have facilitated the birth of over 100 children in 12 countries.
Oh my gosh.
Many years after I stopped being a donor, at least one IVF clinic still has my frozen sperm available for anonymous use. I'm proud that I did my duty. The shortage of healthy sperm has become an increasingly serious issue worldwide. I wonder if that's even legal because isn't it supposed to be?
Right. And like even the parents don't know that if their kid is one of those kids, right?
Right. Well, right. It depends. I think there's tiers when you go to get, and there's options. Like you pay more if you want to like pick like know who they are, or maybe you can't know
But I
who
don't
they
think
are.
you know who they are. Like I think you can know the characteristics, right?
Right. Right. You can't be like, I want a billionaire.
Right. And like they don't know what they look like and stuff. Or like they just have a description, but you don't know who it is.
Yeah. It's
That
wild.
is
There's
crazy. 100 kids.
There has to be some sort of like regulation, because at the same time that you're donating all this sperm, like those sperm can like get together, and then like that's not good. That's not a healthy baby that they're making because they're siblings, right?
Right. How does that work?
That's kind of reckless.
Like, shouldn't there be a max on how much sperm you donate?
I think that's what I'm saying. There should be some sort of regulation because we're out here just dating our siblings. That's gross.
Right. And we have
Yeah,
no idea. Like, you don't know who actually
I
somehow.
know.
Interesting.
It is. I don't know if I'm ever going to do like 23andMe or Ancestry because I don't want to know if I have some crazy sibling out there. I don't know. It freaks me out, kind of.
Right.
I don't know.
I kind of want to know.
I kind of want to know. Actually, I do kind of want to know, but I'm scared to put my information in their system. Like,
Well, wasn't it leaked? They got like hacked or something?
yeah. And they're saying they're going to use it in the future for other spices. But
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either.
I want to do it, but I don't
And
want to
it
do it.
only works if someone else in the family does it too.
Right.
Yeah, like they're not gonna just like no.
They're
But
not. It's
uh,
this is all millionaire news this week. There's a lot of like money people. Japan's newest private racetrack costs over $200 million. A private racetrack. He hired the CEO of a club in Japan hired someone to do a private racetrack that costs over $200 million. He hired an F1 track designer. Oh my God, can you imagine? Men and their toys. Like, oh my
I
God,
mean, if you had endless amount of money, I would have a lot of toys.
really?
I would have a lot
I
of
would.
hobbies.
Hell no. I would build ranches with vets and save all the animals.
Right. Just like, well, her parents are the ones who have money, but just like Leah, which makes me like her more. She has all these rescue animals.
But does Leah live at home? I thought she had her own apartment, or maybe she moved back.
She probably lives in the area.
Well, going back to the racetrack, it's a private racetrack in Asia. It's so impressive. It's about an hour from Tokyo. Oh my God. It's 800 glorious meters. It has a climate controlled indoor pit lane. Like, it's like major. Like, look at this. How fun. It's really cool.
Okay.
That's like major. It looks amazing, like with a pool and a house and everything.
I guess he's gonna race it
That's
himself.
that's
Like
actually kind of fun to
drive
have like people over and stuff.
just
Anyways,
classes.
um the last story I have before Love Island, they're building a suicide capsule in Switzerland. It's not yet like approved. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So they already have like assisted, some states and some countries have like if you have like a what do you call that? Terminal illness and you know you're going to die and you don't want to suffer, like they'll just like a dog, they'll put you to sleep like humanely. And they already have that, but this capsule is not yet approved, but it's the same idea, like you just get in the capsule and like fall asleep.
Is it if you're terminally ill, or are they gonna let anyone use it who wants to use it?
I don't know.
Because that's kind of crazy. Because if you have such an easy way to commit suicide, like there's so many people who came out and are like, "Thank God I never did it. Like it was just like a phase in my life that I pulled myself out of." But like, this is just like
But if
too easy.
I know that's a hard thing to gauge, like how serious you are about it, or like if you'll, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many stories out there where people are like, "Thank God I never pulled through with it," or "Thank God it's too hard and the pills didn't work," or whatever. If they
I
actually tried
remember
to.
that one girl that she was a mom and she had something terminal and she moved to another state so she could get that done because she didn't want to suffer. That's the
That
only time, huh?
that I understand.
Yeah, me too. Like if I had something like your bones are fall like you just can't function, like you're shaking the whole time or like it's like
Mhm.
miserable.
Yeah, there's
I'd
no point.
rather not. Yeah. It's crazy. Let's see if this gets, because this is like a way to do it without having to go to the hospital or somewhere like with medical supervision. You literally just get in and they replace the oxygen with nitrogen. That's all. That's it. It's like easy.
Wow.
I don't know if my heart, I think I'd probably have a heart attack before that actually worked, because the thought of just going in and waiting for that to happen, I think my brain would burst. Like I would just be so nervous. I don't know.
Yeah, but when you're in that point, you would probably be excited. Like people before they're about to commit suicide are actually very happy before and like very calm.
Yeah, but I'm just such a nervous person.
But you're not the one who's probably going to do it. That's my point.
No, but it like I probably would want to do it if I had like a problem, or if like you're super old or you have like cancer and you like can't move. You know when you're so sick and you can't get out of bed and
Yeah,
you can't do anything. You can't read, you can't talk, you cannot, like you're just miserable. I feel like if you're that plus times 10 because you have like a disease, then you don't give a shit. Like you go in and you're like I hate, like I can't. I don't care. Like I'm like not here. Like I'm
yeah,
that I can get. But if you're just like, if you're like not there yet, I don't
yeah.
know how you go through that. Yeah.
And people who are like quadriplegic, I think it's
Yeah.
torture to keep them alive. Like the people who can't even speak.
Or they're in a coma. They're never going to wake up. Their brain, like, I don't know.
Right. But
It's
the ones where
crazy.
their like eyes are open and they can't move or speak, like what's the point?
No, I know.
They can't even tell you that they want to leave this earth and
Oh
not
my
be
God,
tortured.
they should make that capsule for dogs. So you don't have to sit there and like, like they get, it's peaceful.
Yeah,
Aww.
I
All
was
right.
bringing it to dogs.
Always bring it to the dogs, people. I love the dogs. Okay, Love Island.
Wait, really quick, have you heard of Ballerina Farm?
Oh my God, it's everywhere. Like people are losing their minds. People are so crazy. He's abusive, he's this, he's that. Like you can't show people anything. Like it's just like
Okay, I agreed with the whole like maybe she wants to be a house mom. Like some people love to do that and it's very peaceful for them, like whatever. Until I found out that she was Mormon and this was like instilled in her. And this is how her life is supposed to be. And now I
but if
kind of
she
agree
was
with the public.
if she's really Mormon though, are they allowed to go be ballerinas at Juilliard? Don't Mormons live like in the same area, like with they don't go away like, and do stuff like that?
Yeah, maybe he's more Mormon and then brought her into it. I don't know.
How is he so Mormon if he's like the son of the founder of JetBlue?
Maybe he's not Mormon.
Do Mormons like, are they career folk? I'm sorry, any Mormon. I don't know anything about Mormons. I don't know
Right.
how.
I'm like totally speaking out of like my butt. I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm mixing them with Amish. Like they don't leave like their farm.
Yeah.
Maybe Mormons aren't like that. Maybe Mormons are like regular people with just like whatever they believe in. I'm mixing the two.
No, I think Mormons are the ones who like don't drink, don't have like a bunch of kids. I don't
I don't know. We should have You should have looked it up before we talked about it.
know. Yeah. But even if
I
she's
think you say Mormon and I think Amish type of thing. Like I think of them on their little like horse buggies and going around their farm.
well, my friend said she had like a huge amount of Mormons in her town. And they're just like really pretty, blonde, blue-eyed, like they all look the same. But they don't drink, they don't like do certain things.
Yeah,
I guess
right.
have premarital sex and like other stuff.
I also feel like I don't know if they do, but I feel like they just like they don't go to college. They're not career focused. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
she could go to college.
Anyways, my point is everyone's freaking out over this lady, but Ballerina Farm is also a business, right? Because didn't she send like Jackie from the Toast like a package for her bread?
Yeah.
Is
Is
that
it?
a business or was that just something she sent her? Is that like a business for people to make bread? Like, does she have her business that you can buy from Ballerina Farms?
I'm gonna have to do more research
Oh
and
my
then
God.
next week because I don't know. I just saw it yesterday.
I want to say it's a business because why would she send her a PR package for shits and giggles?
Maybe she just likes her or like followers on TikTok. Maybe it is a business, but it's wild
It is
because
a business. Shop all. You can shop.
no.
Okay, so she's a business girl. Like, what's the problem?
The businesswoman. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, look, sourdough kit. You can order aprons, a bread bow knife, denim half apron, clogs, cups, canister. This girl has a business. She doesn't sound oppressed. I don't know, but who runs a business? Because that girl has 8 kids and she has no nanny, which is the problem. That is the only problem I see there. Like, how dare you not
Yeah.
allow her to have a nanny?
Well, she literally can't do anything. She wakes up, takes care of her 8 kids, just cooks everything from scratch. Goes
No,
or like before
unacceptable.
she cooks it from scratch, she has to harvest it. So she like
Disgusting.
goes out, gets the egg, milks the cows for every meal. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
How is she taking care of kids while she's milking cows?
She like has her kid with her.
There's
Cooking.
8 of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's ridiculous. See, that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
But
Why?
but she's the real problem because
Yeah.
she needs to stand up for herself and say like I'm not living like this. Like you stay home and take care of these 8 kids and go milk the cows. Like what do you think this is? Like no.
But that's why people think she's like brainwashed and oppressed because
Okay, but why don't we give her a little more credit?
can we wait?
You know?
She was in an interview and it was both of them, but like the side things that she would say you're kind of like concerned about. So she was like saying like she's worn out. They asked if she was gonna have another kid. She's like, I don't know, like we're worn out by now. AKA she's worn out. And then he was like pretty much like cut her off and was just like, no, like we're having more kids. Not even concerned about her.
So you
Uh,
watched the or you read the interview or you watched clips?
I read the interview.
Did she say the husband helps? What does he do all day?
I think he like runs his business.
Okay, that's not an excuse. You still have to do stuff at your house.
Right, right. And she talks about how he wanted to move to New York for this better life, aka her slaving away. But she like makes a little side comment. She was like, I could have stayed in New York. Like I love New York. And she goes into like so she just doesn't
So she
seem
wanted to stay in New York or he did?
he wanted to move. She wanted to stay in New York.
Oh, he wanted to move out of New York to the farm and she wanted to stay in New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah.
But this is my problem with women or anybody. Like, stand up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up for yourself. Like, I know, like, he doesn't seem like he beats her. Like, if anything, it's an emotional mind F, right?
Yeah.
And she wants to be a good wife and all that. But at some point, has to stand up for herself because
Well, yeah, because then he promised her, like, when they were moving, that he was going to build her a ballet studio. And that ballet studio turned into the kids'
school.
like school or something.
Yeah.
So she never got her studio. So it's just like these empty promises. And then, did you see the birthday thing where she's opening up the gift?
Oh, yeah. I heard about it.
It's a hat for when we go to Greece. And he's like, it's not a hat. It was an apron for eggs. And that was her only gift.
How her head doesn't spin and fall off her body in rage, that's on her. She needs to stand up for herself. Like, who else is going to help? Like, social services? Like, no, you got to stand up for yourself. And if you got to get divorced, you get divorced. Like, no, you have to stand up for yourself. The guy's just going to keep. Let me tell you, I saw a TikTok and it's so true. And I've heard this a million times before off of TikTok. Women naturally, whether they're in love with you or not, or they like you or not, we're naturally giving and we naturally sacrifice. Men only sacrifice when they are head over heels into you or they know you mean business. So if you don't stand up for yourself, it's not happening.
Very true.
Guys don't give a shit. Like you have to, we're giving no matter what, but they're giving when they know that either they don't want to lose you or they're like really into you and they're really into the relationship. And like you have to, if she lets this go on forever, like that's crazy.
I know, but now she's like in so deep. Like what she's gonna leave her husband with 8 kids. I
She's
mean,
not in so deep.
oh, but everyone's like he probably has a prenup. Like he's from a billionaire family.
That prenups have nothing to do with child support, so she'll be just fine with 8 kids and a
Right.
millionaire husband.
And then people are like, she gave away because she's too old to follow her dream now as a ballerina.
Oh, forget the ballerina. No one can be a ballerina anyways. It's not a lucrative career.
But people are saying that she just like gave away her dream. Like if she gives up on the marriage, in her head, she's probably like, I gave up my dream for nothing.
Guess what? Your new dream is to be able to wake up and not milk cows.
Yeah.
That's your new dream, to have some peace.
There's nothing wrong with having a farm though. I'm sure it's peaceful, except for the fact that she has like 8 kids with no help and she's taking care of the farm.
You can't have
So
eight
like,
kids with no help.
yeah.
That's that's insanity, especially when you have that much money.
I
What is
know.
the point of having money if you're not alleviating your stress with your
And
kids?
she cooks everything from scratch. It's insane. Which should
No.
be peaceful. A farm should be peaceful and
Yeah.
cooking from scratch should be peaceful. But it's the fact that she does everything every day and it's probably like a lot.
No. I feel for her. I
Yeah.
wonder what her family thinks.
Unless she's Mormon, they probably like
We
if
have
she's
to look
Mormon, they
into the
probably
Mormon thing, but like, why? Because you're Mormon, you have to suffer and like not get
because they're
help.
supposed to be traditional wives with a bunch of kids, I think. I don't know.
But why
That's
does
just
traditional
not,
mean? But why does traditional mean burnout? You know, like why would it be so much suffering?
yeah, and the fact that he's not even like grateful for it, like why did he not get her the trip to Greece? That's not the first time she mentioned that she wanted to go to Greece. Mama needs a break.
That's yeah, that's wild. Everyone's
He's like,
talking
I gave
about
you
it.
a gift for you to work more.
Okay, we're gonna run out of time, so let's talk about Love Island. Kendall was on Files. Like what happened there, nobody's talking about like what was leaked about him, which is interesting. I feel like they pre-planned like we're not gonna talk about this and give this energy
Yeah,
maybe, which is fine. I agree. Um but he was on Files. They didn't bring it up at all, which was interesting because they know about it, right? So
yeah,
um he's turned the corner. Like everybody had like their opinions, which people are so exaggerated. Like, oh my god, you don't like what someone said? It's not the end of the world. That doesn't make them a serial killer. Like everyone goes crazy. But like
yeah,
it was good for him because now everyone's turned the corner. Everyone likes him. I always said, you always said whatever you thought about him, but I always said I don't have a problem with him. I like him. Like fine. Like I think it's cool.
yeah.
The only thing is I don't know if I would want to date him because of like the whole too friendly thing. But I've always liked him. I think he's fun, and he was really nice on there. I'm happy that he's. It does seem like him and Nicole are rocky. They don't know if it's
I
gonna
don't think
work
they're
or not.
at all.
Well, he says they're still together.
Yeah, but people are speculating now, saying like like this one guy predicted that he was gonna say those exact words of like how they're together, but they like it's rough in the real world, and then at the reunion they're not gonna be together. I just don't think they want to like say it yet.
Well, I personally think the only reason they're having problems is because of what was leaked. Because I think she's a prissy. Like I think she's like prissy like that.
Yeah,
I think yeah. So I think because of that, she backed up.
I think. Well, ever since they left the villa, I've liked Nicole more, and now realize why people don't like Kendall.
I
Sorry,
don't
I
agree.
no no nope. Scratch what I said. I meant I like Kendall more,
Oh,
and I realized why people don't like Nicole.
okay. I was like, wait, what? Okay.
All right, they were like both girl names in my head, but yeah.
Yeah, Kendall's more like likable, and she's the one that looks a little bitchy.
Yes, and she's like kind of stuck up, and like I've
Yeah.
read comments that people who like know her and say like she's like this in real life. Like she
Like
thinks
the
she's
fact that she
cool.
hasn't hung out with them only in Universal after all this, like it's almost like, okay, like even if you don't think it might not work out, like why don't you just be a team player and hang out? Like it's so mean. Like you just told them I don't know, like why don't you just kind of make more fun and hang out a little more, even if you don't end up together? Like that kind of personality that she has, like she's like that makes her look stuck up. I don't know if she's stuck up, but she definitely looks like I'm gonna separate myself from this right now. It's like, oh my God, like just go hang
Yeah,
out.
the fact that she's like besties with Andrea says worlds about her. Says everything.
I ever since you said Andrea's so cringe on her thing, I see it now. Like all the clips I see when they're like, "Is Rob a good kisser?" and she gets up and twirls, and she's like, "Yeah."
Yes,
She's like,
I can't. I can't. It's
it's
all
been.
over my feed. These videos keep popping up. She'll like sit there and like sing, and it's just the way she's singing that makes it cringe. And she's
Yeah,
bad.
she's not. We're not picking up what she's putting down. We're not buying what she's selling. She doesn't come across
Hmm.
not cringy.
Okay, this other clip of her talking came out, and it's like,
Yes, about Miguel.
yes.
He's going hard on her. He's like, "You're wrong, baby. You're wrong."
Okay, but also who talks like that?
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna steal two guys. They're gonna hate me.
I,
Like,
I can't steal
get over
both of
yourself.
them. Like, oh my God.
Get over yourself.
I thought she said that about Aaron, but then I heard it was Miguel because she went on a date with
Or
Aaron.
she,
She
She
definitely said it about Miguel.
and Miguel.
Did she say it about Aaron and Miguel?
Well, no, like separate times she said stuff about each.
I know she said it about Miguel because I heard that, but then I'm like, well, she went out on a date with Aaron and she thought she
She
had him
said
in the
something
back.
about Aaron too.
I think so. Yeah.
She said something like, if Aaron had a choice, he'd choose me and not Kaylor, like as if he doesn't have a choice. Crazy.
Yeah.
Too stuck up. And now all her comments are turned off because
Yeah.
for bullying her.
Another one that's cringe as AF, Kane, is Mr. 24/7. I mean, let's
Oh,
just get him a hat. Let's get him a hat. 24/7 guy. Like, he's on live 24/7 with his mom. Like, he's just like on live, like all the time. He has nothing to say.
yeah.
And it's so cringy. And he's
Yeah.
not going to the
Actually,
reunion.
huh?
He's not invited to the reunion.
I hope not.
He's
Like, he was
not.
so annoying on the reunion.
No, he said he's not. I never watch it. I just scroll and he's always on live. Like, I always catch him on live. I don't even follow him. He's always on live.
Yeah, I don't know how he made it on the show. Like, he's not even cute and he's really annoying.
It's so funny because it's like you're there for 2 seconds and you have like your nonstop live. Like, what do you got to say? Like, it's so annoying. Stop.
Yeah. The people who yap the most, aka him and Andrea, like talk badly about people, and I'm like, I don't believe it. Like, no one likes you. So,
Yeah. If your first thing is to talk shit about everyone when you come out instead of your just like your
yeah.
experience, like what's wrong with you? And so when they went to Universal, I was thinking, oh my God, they're going to go to Universal. It's so crowded and everything, but they did have security. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. Cause I'm like, everyone's just going to run up to you. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, when they were getting on the escalator, it was so funny. This little girl was on the other side, so like they're going up or like something like that. Like they're both going up, and she literally runs down because she sees Rob. She's like, runs down, almost has like a heart
Well,
attack.
everyone's coming down on Leah because Rob was on her horse. They all went back to her house and he was on her horse. And they're like, how could you do that to Miguel? It's like, who cares? He's on the horse. Like, everyone's there. Like, what is the big deal? And she's like, listen, everyone either wants me to be with Rob or hate him. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, we were
Hmm.
all hanging out. We're friends. And also, like, he had the worst day ever. I think some like nude photos came out of him too or something.
He got leaked also.
I never saw it.
I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah.
What is it?
And it was like similar to Kendall's, but not as much as Kendall.
But a sex video? What is it?
It's like him alone,
Ew.
like just doing stuff.
Where do
And
people get this? Like, it has to be an ex-girlfriend or something.
this is I don't think this has ever happened that someone from Love Island gets leaked, and now two people got leaked. Crazy.
Never send nudes. Never do video FaceTime. Don't do it. In this day and age, you can't do it. You can't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Goodbye.
Yeah, people suck.
Even on Snapchat, right? Like, you have enough time to do a screenshot.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah. So, okay, but with Rob and Leah, I genuinely don't think they like each other romantically.
No, I said that I've been saying this for weeks. Every time I'm like, I
Yeah.
told you, Rob doesn't want to be with her. If he wanted to be with her, he'd try. He doesn't want to.
With him either. Like, I don't think
I
they.
think she wanted to be with him until she fell for Miguel. She would have turned her head back at any point, but once she was with Miguel, then she started to like Miguel.
Yeah. And Miguel's so mature about it. He's like, it's totally fine. Like, I'm the one with
Is
her.
he? No, he's a little annoyed though because like the
Oh, it's
little video she did with him, you're teasing me, and then he did it too.
yeah.
Like he's playing the game a little. Like he's a little like I'm still the man on top, you know.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't blame him. He's not in the mix. Like he left. He's not there. So
Yeah. I mean, he had his little quote. He's like, some ships sink, mine's afloat.
oh. So on the little farm tour that Leah did of her house and all her animals, did you see when she's like, fun fact, I talked about my dog so much the producers told me to stop. And we never heard her talk about her dog once.
Yeah, apparently they didn't show a lot of clips about Leah and Miguel and just like Leah.
So the producers have a new enemy in me. Like, F you, producers, Love Island, how dare you? She's talking about
Yeah.
her dog.
The content we could have gotten, like the content that they do have of like Leah and Miguel being so
She's
cute.
like, they told me to stop talking about my dog because I would cry when I talked to
Oh,
oh my God.
Leah is me.
But Leah has a farm. She should have a bunch of rescue dogs. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. You're asking for too much.
Oh,
Have you noticed how Leah's posture is insane?
it's like mine. I have great posture.
No, but hers is to the extent where like she was opening up something and like her phone was lower than her, so and like opening up something, so naturally you would think you like bend down like this. The whole time she's like this, like opening it up. Like
Maybe
her arm is insane.
maybe she had a teacher in third grade like I did, Miss Turtletop, and I'll never, you know, when certain things stick with you forever, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
She told everyone to always sit like this. In third grade, she said your posture, you'll get a hunchback, all this stuff, and never left me. I catch myself if I go like that. I catch myself, and it's like that's like my default to be like good posture.
Yeah.
I can if I go like this too long, I notice it.
Yeah. Even for me, like I naturally my neck kind of goes forward, like even if my shoulders are back, so I have to like push back like this.
Yeah, and if you
And I've
just
been
like
doing that ever since I noticed Leah.
yeah, yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So other people in the Vow Files, I just saw a clip because they come out today. Janae and Kenny, and he talks about that guy from Casa. Did you see that clip?
The guy that ripped his shirt,
The shirt.
the guy
Yeah,
came out. The guy came out and apologized. Like he commented that he was sorry.
yeah, but that's the same guy, which I don't know why Janae was ever even going for him because that's the guy who admitted that he like was an awful guy,
Was
like
what?
an awful guy to his
Oh,
ex girlfriend, like how
oh.
he like had an affair. He had two girlfriends, and he was like because like one gave me this and the other gave me that, and it was just like red flags everywhere.
I wonder who they're gonna have at the reunion. Like just like the main people. I wonder because there's so many people.
Yeah,
It's gonna be in
like
New York.
yeah,
But what the hell are they gonna talk about? We already know everything. They're like everywhere talking about all the time.
I know, but they all talk about it separately. So
Yeah,
like this way they talk about it, and someone could be like, "No, that's not true," or "This is how it happened," whatever.
yeah. We'll
Yeah,
see. I'm
I,
rooting for Kendall and Nicole.
I'm not rooting for them. I'm rooting for Kendall.
Oh my gosh.
No, I can't. The fact that Nicole is so bestie with Andrea, I can't.
Is Andrea gonna be there for sure?
Ew. I kind of hope she's not because she's like
I
it's
need to
giving
know
like
what clip Rob saw to turn him off so bad. Because he was so in love with her, ready to leave with her. Like, what did you see that was so bad? Like, how could it be that bad?
you don't agree with what he said because I agree with it.
Just the fact that she's posting too much. Like, you liked her so much. What I don't. What did you see that turned you off? Something turned him off.
Most of her
Maybe it
videos.
was the spin and the.
Um, she just posted a video. It's her most recent one of her in like pink pants and like her choosing which shoes to wear. And then she's like, these boots are so like she's talking about like how they're comfy or like versatile or something. And then she like goes like this, like she like jumps and does like the basketball thing. Like where she switches her legs and then like goes in between. She makes me uncomfortable.
And she has no style. The way she dresses is so bad.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Miami, so bad.
So Miami. And it's the fact that she's like so cringe and like doesn't dress well and she still thinks she's like the hottest thing. Like above the other girls.
Yeah.
Like her
Well,
saying
what the problem is when you
hi.
think you're so hot, even if you are, you not because you're leading with that and you have no like your personality is not great. So
Yeah.
then you're not. And but
Like
she isn't
why think
anyways.
like thank God the girls sent her home and not Janae. She would
Oh
have been
my gosh.
doing. Like see the
Yeah.
girls were onto something.
So they should apologize to Miss Leah.
Yeah, Rob should apologize to the girls. Like thank God he sent her home.
They should apologize. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like all the couples are going strong except for Kendall and Nicole.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Leah is like 24/7 with these chicks, with Serena and Janae.
I know they both have to move to LA. They're really cute
Well,
together.
Serena already lives there.
Oh, of
I think
course
she's like living in Leah's house.
they do. Do what?
She's like living in Leah's house. Like she's always there. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Did we see anything else?
I
I think
don't
that's
think
it.
So,
Everyone's like going crazy over Miguel's friends over there in London. Like they're so hot. Everyone's like, oh my
uh,
God, do we have another PPG? And they're calling them something else. What is PPG?
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what is that's not their name. That's not their who what is that? PPG.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls.
Why Powerpuff Girls? Okay, now I don't like that name. That's silly.
I don't know. It's like what people are like, oh my gosh, she's so Blossom. She's so like the other
You
characters. I don't.
used to love the Powerpuff Girls
Yes, when
and
I
the
was.
Cheetah Girls. Aw. Okay, I was like, what is PPG? And then she explained they went on extra TV, and Leah was explaining why they said PPG back on top because they all got left, and the guys came back with girls from Casa Amor, and they all broke up with those girls and went back to them. They're like, PPG back on top.
Oh yeah, every single one.
They're like, PPG back on top. So that was cute. That was cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
Yeah.
They're a cute little friendship.
All right. Well, I think that's it for Love Island. I can't think of anything else. Aaron's back in his hometown and he posted a photo. Everyone's like, oh my God, that looks so beautiful.
Hmm.
Like wherever he's from, it looks like picturesque. Like,
Yeah, Kayla's fully with them.
she's what?
Fully with him. Like she's staying with him.
Oh, I know. After the Vial Files, I already knew that because she said that she was going to stay with him until further notice.
Yeah, she's like, I'm young enough to make mistakes.
Yeah,
She's
she's
like,
like,
well, I know
I'll
it's a
mess.
mistake.
She's like, I'll mess around and find out.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're gonna lean in, just lean in, and
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? So, yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it. And then Janae and Kendall are like super BFFs. Like they go do their nails together. They're like, oh, they're really cute friendship.
Yeah, Kendall looks like more fun now that he's not on the show. Maybe like Nicole brought him down.
He was fun on the show. He was dancing on the show. Like I saw that.
Yeah, so he wasn't as like buddy buddy, were they? Maybe,
Yes.
I
He
guess.
did say he thought he saw the playback of like him standing over Serena like this, like you talked about. He's like, that was so cringe. I don't know why I made it look so serious. I was just trying to tell her, but yeah, no, like he's like, I didn't mean it like to look so bad.
Oof. That's the thing
But I
about
you know,
reality. Sometimes you don't know what how you're coming off. And
yeah.
so to like see
That's what I'm
yourself.
saying. We have to give them grace. They're
Yeah.
not TV people. Like you and I would look ridiculous on there. Like I'm sure there would be so many things where like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Like
Yeah.
you gotta give them some grace. And they're
Yeah.
high in emotions, they're embarrassed, like they it's like a lot.
Yeah. I think this is the first season where like 3 people hit a million like a week after the show.
And they had no idea, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They had no idea what was waiting for them out here.
I know. It's
And
crazy.
I'm sure none of them have even seen the show back yet. It's like so much.
Oh, so much has happened. They haven't even seen it.
They're so busy. How are they going to ever have time to watch that back? Because it's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot. I know. I would be so curious to see myself.
I know. It's wild. All
It's
right.
fun.
Let's do beauty tip of the week. Mine, you can't even see it because I use it so much. My favorite thing ever, nude sticks. Nude
Oh,
sticks blush. It's called In the Nude. The shade is In the Nude. So good. It has a brush on one side and the you could use it for anything, but I mean, I'm wearing it right now and I even put you it makes you look sunburnt, like you have a little suntan. It's a perfect shade. This is the one that Emily Ratajkowski uses too. It
mm-hmm.
makes you look so I use this every day. I love it. Love it.
Very
So
fun. Very sun-kissed. Perfect
nude
for summer.
sticks in the nude. It's my favorite. It's my favorite blush. It's like a good corally, blushy sunburn color, and it just goes with
Mm-hmm.
everything. So that's our tip of the week. That's all we have for this week. So we'll see you next week, and we'll see you for our book review. A la Andrea.
Oh gosh.
You stole that from me because I always did that.
Well, maybe you shouldn't.
I just don't do the twirl. She does the twirl and then
It was the twirl. It was the twirl. It was so random.
maybe she reads books and she'll want to hear our book review.
What?
I'm just saying. Maybe she's a book lover and you'll like her more.
No.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.